for a very long time, but they are coming into this space with innovation and a very fierce spirit. It is my pleasure to welcome Michael O'Day.
Hey, thank you.
How are
Thank
you?
Jerry. I'm fine, thank you.
Great. So tell me a little bit about, Corning has been doing a terrific job of getting word out that you have a variety of products across a variety of utilities that specifically speak to this industry.
Yeah.
Tell us about how that's come about.
Yeah, so Corning, to start with, a little bit of background about Corning, and you may ask, or many may ask, why is Corning at a commercial real estate show? And at our heart, Corning is a 165-year-old American company that is steeped in, it's a technology innovation company that has three real core competencies steeped in material science, glass and ceramics. We have a lot of deep capability in understanding glass and ceramic material, and optical physics, optics and physics, I should say. And so when you combine those competencies, we like to innovate around those competencies, and as a result, we've created a lot of technology that is applicable to a commercial real estate, Class A office space building environment. And so we're anxious and eager to make those technologies available to the real estate industry, and fairly new for us, but you referenced a day made of glass, and
That's
hopefully
right.
many have seen that.
Did you bring any of that with you today?
We do not. We have a booth here at the show, and you will see.
I want to show them. I wish we could play it for you right now, but it's called A Day Made of Glass, and if I can, it begins with a family in bed. The day breaks, and the photovoltaic glass turns from opaque to transparent, and then they go into their kitchen where the cooktops are actually televisions, the bathroom, and I've seen this in bathrooms where the mirror is actually your IM and you can respond to things on the mirror. Are you really making this kind of technology?
We are making, some of that is real today and you can buy it today, and some of it is still in the development pipeline, working with our partners to bring, our mission is to bring the day made of glass to reality, and not only for the residents, as you'll see in that video, but also really for the commercial real estate space as well.
Now, all of these applications are fascinating, but am I correct in saying that Corning also makes fiber optic cable?
Yes, that is one of our inventions from 1970, optical fiber, which we would like to say that we make the internet happen, because all of those bits and bytes that you click on the internet and view on the internet are transmitted over light, over fiber optics back to a server somewhere around the world, and where that data is collected. And so we enable the internet, we connect continents, we connect countries, cities, and now the reason we're here is we're connecting people inside of buildings. And really the last mile or last quarter mile of the network, you bring fiber optics to a building, and you get a high bandwidth pipe to the building, but when you get it into the building, it often runs over 20 and 30-year-old networks made of copper cabling and copper infrastructure. And that has limitations both in bandwidth and distance, and as a result, if you extend fiber all the way from the building into the building and out to the edge of the network, you can take advantage of the capacity of fiber. It's at a lower cost than traditional networks, and we like to say, let's think about the infrastructure as you build a building, like you do your other utilities, the electrical grid, or the water lines. Those are things that you assume that you're going to have in a building. Why would you not think about the infrastructure the same? Because it will outlast the life of a building. Optical fiber will.
Are new smart buildings taking that into consideration? Are most of them going fiber all the way in, all the way up to almost to terminal?
I would say most not today. And so that's part of why we are here, is to do the evangelizing and the demonstrating of what a fiber bandwidth pipe to the edge can do for an IT director in a building. It's liberating, frankly, because no longer are you constrained and designing around what a copper cable can do. A fiber cable is much, much more capable. It costs less than copper today, and so as we've seen the costs come down over the last several years, now it's cheaper than, and so we're trying to educate it. It makes all the sense in the world when you're building a new building and trying to deliver the connectivity that's required inside of a building to attract tenants and people to get them into your building. You've got to have wireless connectivity and all of the applications that tenants are desiring, and so fiber is the medium to do that.
How are we going to get everyone at this show and all contractors to know that they got to stop laying copper cable and let fiber go all the way to the terminal?
I wish I had the answer. All I know is it's a lot of hard work in getting out and at places like Realcomm and educating the industry and educating the ecosystem of folks that have done things a traditional way for years and years. There is a new way of doing this, and the applications are real, the products are real. We've deployed it, and so you asked, is it predominantly being deployed? The answer is no, but it is. There are early adopters in a number of different industries and verticals, whether sports stadiums or hotels and the like, that are taking fiber all the way to the edge and seeing both the economic and the technical benefits of that.
So a couple of questions. The first one that comes to my mind is a silly one. Is the interior cable, fiber cable, as flexible as copper is?
Much more flexible.
More flexible.
Actually, which is a little hard to think about. It's glass at the end of the day.
It's glass and it's light.
When you're bending glass, you think the first thing it's going to do is break. If you stop at our booth, we actually have a demonstration where you can actually wrap a piece of fiber that's in a cable, but a piece of fiber tightly around a pen or a pencil or your finger or whatever, and you'll see no breakage. And in fact, we're showing a video to see does it degrade the quality of the video, and there's no degradation. You can't do that with copper, especially if you're trying to deliver a cellular signal over a half-inch coax. It's very rigid, and a fiber is robust. It's actually the tensile strength of fiber is much, much stronger than copper cable.
Wow, this is really a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So what are some of the benefits? Okay, you're talking about the sports stadiums. So comparative to, if, for example, in here we don't have fiber.
Right.
If we did, what would be happening?
Yeah, so if you had fiber in a new building or an infrastructure or the convention center that we're sitting in today, if you're building a new building, it becomes what we would categorize as a no-brainer. You have to put an infrastructure in. This makes sense. It costs you less to do, and you're going to get basically an infrastructure that will outlast the life of the building.
Now, I'm sorry, why didn't you guys do this from the jump, right? I mean, why are we coming in 30 years later and saying, keep it going?
Yeah, well, I would say, the cost of the electronics, so fiber in 1970 cost a lot more per meter than it does today.
Okay.
And similarly, the electronics, the lasers and the electronics to pass light have come down significantly in cost as well. So it was prohibitive even 20 years ago, even arguably 10 years ago. But as the economies of scale work to your advantage, now we see the cost of deploying an all-optical network inside of a building, it's economically cheaper than to do it over a copper network.
Now, it's probably not practical to replace copper. Are you advocating replacement?
Yeah, what we find in a new building, you have to put a network in. We would argue you should do this on day one.
Right.
If you have an existing infrastructure like the convention center that probably has a ton of copper cabling, literally a ton of copper cabling in the conduits and the pipes. What will happen, there will come a time when they will decide that they need a massive upgrade either for Wi-Fi or for cellular or for some other application that they need, and it's going to require pulling a new network. And at that point in time, we would say if you're going to pull a new network in, let's put fiber in and rip out the old copper and the like. Now, we will find though that if you have copper infrastructure in, a lot of folks will want to leverage the existing asset that they have in the building, and so it doesn't always make economic sense unless you're doing a kind of a major upgrade to your network.
It sounds fantastic. We can go over to your booth and see it employed. Yes. Is there anything else we need to know about what Corning is doing? Yeah,
I think Corning is doing a lot in this space. We're really focused on taking advantage of optical fiber to enable all of when you walk around the show here today, you talk about big data, analytics, sensors, security. Fiber, ironically enough, is the most secure medium because you don't have electromagnetic interference that comes on a copper cable.
Right.
And so you have a secure medium in addition to, which is a big theme and a big topic of this conference as well. So, we think the future is now for fiber. It's not 10 years away.
No.
We've made it so through invention and through combining the electronics and the connectivity needed, and so we're eager to spread the word and get folks thinking about how to wire your network for the future and thinking of it as a utility.
Terrific. Michael, thank you so much.
Yeah, Jerry.
Michael O'Day from Corning. Wonderful
Appreciate
stuff.
it.
I'm going to be over there, and in fact, I'd like to come and do a remote to your booth. So talk to Mary about that because I think we've got to see more of this technology.
Great.
Thank you
Love
very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Michael O'Day from Corning. Again,